Hello everyone, it's Jennifer Joy, Creativity and Life Purpose Specialist. Before we start, I have to share something very important with you. This dress cracks me up. It's a dress, but look, it's got little synchronized swimmers on it. I've had it for several years and it just cracks me up, makes me happy. But it's definitely a summertime dress. Okay, so enough about my dress. Hello, today in the Facebook group, I had someone specifically talking about time and focusing on what you do have rather than what you don't have. And I have actually seen several posts come in the last week or so about time and feeling guilty about how you're spending your time and all this type of thing. So I wanted to address time today. Now, for me personally, this group is called Abundant Artists Unleashed. And that is no accident because I really do want you and to help you to focus on the abundance in your life. So if you're walking around thinking that you have a lack of resources, a lack of time, a lack of money, for me, time is my biggest resource that I am challenged with. And so if you're walking around feeling like you don't have a lot of resources, whatever those resources may be, if you're in that lack mentality, you are not experiencing abundance. And now I'm guessing there are some of you out there who are like, oh, nice for you to say, but I've got 3 kids and I'm taking care of my mom and I've got a full-time job and so I really don't have a lot of time. I really don't have it. So, tell me what to do, Jennifer Joy. And what I'm going to say is to focus on the time you do have. I've been working with people for this on years, and it really started when I was a mother with a young child, and I was going through my coach certification program, which was a very intensive, I think it was took me about 15 months to get through the program, and then the prerequisites before that. It was a long process. And I really learned to focus on what time do I have to give to the program this week. Is it an hour? Is it 5 hours? And if it's an hour, to be okay with it just being an hour and deciding, huge part of that is making the decision. This hour I am spending on this, and the rest of the time I do not get to beat myself up and have negative self-talk for what I think I should be doing or where I should be going. Okay? So setting very firm boundaries based on my realistic capacity and then focusing on that time that I've put aside for that. Now, huge insight. And again, I've coached people on this, for years. Since then, I was coaching clients then in my program and I started right away coaching them. Focus on the time you do have. So focus on the resources you do have. Now, I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, though, I can't stop focusing on not having enough. And this is where I sometimes differ from law of attraction teachings in that I really believe that we have to process that feeling. So we have to feel that feeling of lack so that we can let it go. Now, when I say feel it, I'm talking about taking a minute to feel it, not wallowing in it, but letting that energy release itself and unwind from in your body. So if you think about not having enough, whatever yours is. So for me, let's say it's time. As a matter of fact, I'm going to another seminar this week. So July, my schedule does not have a lot of open space between my travel and other things, not a lot of open space. So I'm talking about it. And right now I'm feeling tightness in my chest, my solar plexus. I can feel that energy behind it. So what I need to do is first deciding is huge, decide that I'm willing to release that energy. And I work on this with my clients, my private clients. So how are you going to release it? For me, I like to visualize a window opening. So I'm going to close my eyes for just a second and visualize a window opening and saying, I am deciding to allow that energy to move. And usually that energy, I'll feel it coming out of the window and it will almost feel like butterflies flying away, or sometimes it feels like soda pop sort of bubbling, that carbonation bubbling up for me. For you, it might be different. but really letting that energy flow through and do what it wants to do. Because then once that energy moves through me, I am clean and I am clear. And from that space, I can focus on making decisions around how I will use my resources. And it comes from this clean, clear space. And I can also then monitor my mindset and make sure that I'm not going into the deep end, right? Going, oh my gosh, but I don't have enough of this. So that's kind of the technique that I generally use. And I like this little intention that I use to this little statement that I say. I'll say, I'm making time. I'm making time. I'm making time. Now, you may be saying again, you can't make time. But when I'm living in this space of clearing out the energy of resistance, that energy of lack, when I clear that out and I'm clean and clear, and I'm focused on making a decision about my resources, and then focusing on what I do have and going by that mantra, I am making time. What actually happens is, for me, it seems like time expands. It's crazy, but that is the experience I have when I'm in that mindset of I am making time. It literally feels like I am able to do more things in the same amount of time. It's just phenomenal. So I really place my focus on that. And that is that space of abundance. So again, we're making decisions. We're not letting things just go overwhelm us. We're making decisions. We're setting boundaries about where we are going to use our resources. And then we're monitoring our energy and our mindset and just staying focused on what we have decided and what we do have. And maybe even throwing a little fun of, I'm making it. I'm making time, right? So that's what I do. And what I want to also leave you with before I sign off today is creatives. I learned this when I say I'm a life purpose specialist, creativity and life purpose specialist. It means that I actually learned scientific hand analysis. I spent another 15 months learning scientific hand analysis with a real focus on life purpose and creativity. And what I learned in that is, let me explain for just a moment. Your life purpose is actually encoded in your fingerprints. Your fingerprints develop in utero between the 14th and 16th week of pregnancy, and they never change. And I can't explain it, but I can tell you I've experienced it with me and my clients. It contains information about what gives you the most soul satisfaction, what your mission is here on earth, and those main patterns that you have and what gets in the way of that. So, in working with my creatives and learning this whole system of scientific hand analysis, what I learned is that creatives are some of the most resourceful, innovative people on the earth, right? And you might say, yeah, I know that. Of course, creatives are innovative and resourceful. But really think about that a moment. You are innovative and you are resourceful. And that is why I love to work with creatives. Because guess what? If you're feeling a lack of resources, you can figure it out. You are designed to figure it out. And I look at all this beautiful artwork that I see on this page. Gorgeous, amazing things. Things I could have never even thought of or imagined myself. And it came out of you. So let me tell you, you can absolutely use that brilliance to use your resources, to make more resources, to learn how to allocate the resources you have. So allow it. Instead of being in that clenched energy of lack, get clean and clear and allow those gifts to flow. Allow that solution to come to you, because it will. You are born with these gifts, and you can aim it at how you're going to spend your time as well. So I hope that's been of use to you. I know it was sort of a meandering path. I didn't have these set bullet points on my computer that I was following. I'm just, it's stuff I've been living, and it's stuff I've been teaching for more than a decade. And just want you to really hopefully be of service to you. Hopefully help you find out how you can be innovative with your resources, like time, like money, and really make it work for you. Because I know you have it in you, And I know that if you keep your focus on that, process your feelings, don't ignore them, don't stuff them, process the feeling. If you're feeling a lack, let it, release it, let it go, whatever you need to do, process it for a minute or two, and then move into that clean, clear space where your gifts can take over, and keep your focus there. Keep your focus there and decide, make decisions. Don't just go, oh my gosh, I don't know how to spend my time, I don't have time. No, decide. I'm taking an hour on Sunday. So whenever that self-talk comes up, you're like, nope, Sunday. Your time is Sunday. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment. If you have any insights, feel free to comment. Again, I hope this has been of use to you. And as always, if you want to talk to me personally, if you're having issues figuring out how you can find time in your schedule, go ahead and set up a Spark strategy session. That's a free session where you and I get on the phone or get on Skype and we work together at your most pressing problem so that we can move you forward. We can move you forward in your creativity, in your coaching, in your business, in your teaching, whatever it is you are here to do while you're here on this earth, where you're going to spread your brilliance. So thank you for watching. I see a couple of people have been watching live, and thank you for watching the replay. And I hope to hear from you in the comments, or if you need a Spark strategy session, I will put the link below. Bye-bye, everyone. Catch you on the next video.